Hi, good evening everyone, and welcome to another video analysis by Mark. Okay, so today, right, I'm going to do this on YouTube instead of the usual screener because, as you know, screener is about 5 minutes. So I was always rushing through, a lot of the charts and stuff, which I think is not very good lah. I have to rush around and you know I usually talk very normally, and then the last few minutes I tend to rush through certain things. So in order to prevent that, I'm doing this on Camtasia instead, and posting it on YouTube lah. Hopefully this will be better for both of us. That means you and me lah. Okay. And just a little update on some of the stocks that I'm trading, and also the general market itself. Okay, so as all of you know, Syria has been the main thing lah that's been around the news recently, this past 1 to 2 weeks. And today's news is that Syria may shake stocks this week and etc. So when you're trading, right, you need to be very objective. You cannot base on news, right? And then if you're happy you do this, happy you do that, because uh, you need to have a very solid trading plan. All right, otherwise a lot of things will shake you out. Because in terms of the news itself, many times that you feel that it's really going to be bad, and many times you actually rebound, and then many times when you feel that it's very good, you can see the market correct a lot. Of course, this is not all the time lah. Sometimes stocks just keep going down, but those are very rare, and it pays to follow whatever plan that you actually have lah, in terms of the market. Because if you're going to be shaken up by news every time, then it's going to be very mentally very exhausting lah for you. So just follow the plan, and remember to just trade based on your tolerance of risk. That's most important. Okay, so let's just go to the spiders. Okay, let me just bring it up. Okay. Okay, so last week I talked about the spiders, and yeah, I said that it's likely to rebound around this area. Okay, if it doesn't rebound around this area, then probably the next area will be this 160159 area lah. And you can see that there's a bit of a rebound, all right, because based on good data, and Syria having a bit of a delay in terms of the strike from the US. So there's a bit of rebound here, and if you just extend the trend line out, you can see that it has not broken the trend line yet. So in terms of the suspicion of the trend, I think the medium to short term is still on the down one until it breaks this resistance, hopefully with conviction. If not, based on the 50-day average, right, 50-day moving average is still on a slow uptrend. So like I said last week, when you look at a 50-day moving average, look at the slope of it lah, not that it crosses down. Okay, because the 50-day is just an average, and it will show you in the general direction of the trend more often right than not. So in this case, you must give the benefit still to the bulls, because the trend, the 50-day moving average is still on an upward sloping, although it's flattened out a little. But let me move this down. Although it has flattened a little bit, but it is still moving up, and so let's just give the benefit of the doubt to the bulls lah at the current moment. All right. So whenever there's bad news, stocks tend to retrace, which is good for me because I'm more of a retracement trader. And so some of the trades recently that I took are American Express. Okay, you can see that the stock move up, and then has a pretty controlled selling here, and I wanted to take it at this 72.99 region, but it gapped down. Okay, it gapped down here. Alright, so I waited until the next day. So I realized this is a very good, very low risk situation in a sense that there's very defined support over here. Okay, I took the trade at the open, which is around 71.75 or 71.70, like that. And my stop, because it is very close to the support, I gave it more space in terms of the stop loss, which is 70.75. And my first target is half risk, which is 72.145. and 72.61 as my second target, and both have already been hit lah, the last few trading days. So right now I'm trailing my position to see how far it can go. If stock suddenly go up very fast, then the next target, hopefully it can reach all the way to the high, which is 78.63. But I can always draw a trend line and see how far it can go from here. Alright, it depends on how I want to take profits for this. But usually for the first two positions, right, I take 3 positions. Alright, for the first 2 positions, definitely it will be a quick gain. Alright, mostly 1-to-1 risk reward ratio, and then I trail the rest, because remember, you want to have a very tight stop loss, and you try to let your profits run whenever possible. Alright, that's the way to do proper trading lah. Okay, it's always about risk to reward. Remember, you're trading risk, you're not trading based on accuracy percentage. Alright, it's not about how accurate you are, it's more of how much you can make when you're right, the magnitude of your winnings when it really matters. Okay, so you must always give the room some room for the stock to move in your favor, especially when it goes your way. Alright, I think Colin using the CSI system also trades in this manner, so it is a very simple way to look at things, but it is the correct way lah. Alright, and you should not hold on to your losses, and then when it keeps going down, you just freeze like a deer in the headlight. Alright, always put your stops in, and then your profit targets, everything, and your trading plan has to be there. Alright, so this was a good trade. I already took about 2 profit levels here, and trailing the rest. The next one is the Archer Daniels. Alright, similar for Archer Daniels, this is actually a B+ trade where I can see the stock move up so much, and then I know that there's heavy resistance support here, so I took the trade at the 618 retracement, which is 34.36. Of course, what I'm saying now is on a general sense. You still need to know what you're doing. You don't just buy 618. You need to have certain criterias and certain workflow to it lah. Alright, so anyway, I took this 34.36. Alright, it went against me a little bit. Okay, my stop is actually pretty far away. It's actually 33.03 in this case, and then my targets are naturally, based on my risk, my targets are actually wider than the American Express trade lah. So took a profit here and took some profits here also, and I'm riding the rest. So it's the same principle. Okay, when you're actually buying here or here, when you're pulling back and you're buying, right, you're actually looking at the terrain of the chart. Okay, the news will be bad, everything will look very sucky, but when you actually execute your trade plan, more often than not, it actually pays off lah. So this goes to show how important your trade plan is, and no matter what kind of system you're trading or what kind of thing you're trading, you need to follow the system and you need to give it time. Alright, most important, it must suit your temperament in this case. Alright, I trade based on this way because it suits my temperament, and I trade very defined stocks. I don't trade many stocks, I trade only certain stocks. Okay, everybody's taste is different, so you gotta pick one that's good for you. Alright, some possible setups that are actually in the making right now, which I think is quite good, is actually Coke. Okay, Coke, I'm looking at let's see. Okay, Coke, let me delete this. Okay, so Coke, I know that there's actually heavy support here. Okay, even based on the charts and based on volume, I know that there's actually a lot of support here. So it's not surprising there's a bounce here, but however, I'm not taking this position yet. I'm looking for it to hit the 37.56 before I get in, because those are my rules. Okay, and once I enter here, then my risk will be actually below this thing. Alright, and my targets I will define it if I enter lah. Usually I don't go and calculate until I enter the position itself. Okay, once I enter, I know where my stops are, I know where my profits are. But let's say if it hits 37.56, this is my trade plan. I will enter here, and then I will peel off my position incrementally, and then hopefully we can trade it to the highs for Coke itself. Okay, and another one is DirecTV. Okay, very good stock that has retraced a significant amount, which is from 68 now is about $58.67, a correction of about $10. Similarly, I know that there is probably quite good support around this area. I want it to hit at least the 56, 57 before I trade it upwards. Alright, in terms of the pullback. Alright, another one is Wells Fargo. Wells Fargo is a very, very good stock. In fact, this stock has always made me money, okay, because it's a very, very strong stock. Alright, you can see natural support, resistance and support around this red area, and there's very good volume support around around this green area. So for this, I'll either take it at 786, or if I can see that this trend line is actually pretty well formed. So depends on how it see whether it moves. If it breaks out maybe somewhere here, I can take a position based on the trend line, or another way would be to hit the 40.27 region before I take this trade. Okay, because my risk will be generally quite small, whereas my profit potential is rather large in this case. So take note of this. And something with aggressive entry would be Bank of New York Mellon. Okay, you can see the pullback is quite shallow, around the 50% to 38% region, and it has sort of broke out of this trend line already, but you can see some hesitance here. But then again, you don't know whether it will continue to go up or go down. Okay, nobody will know. Okay, because there's too many factors. There's news, there's Syria, there's banks, there's financial news, and all sorts of mumbo jumbo. So why try to control what the price will do, but rather than you just trade the appropriate risk measure, okay, for this. So aggressive entry will be here. Okay, maybe the open, let's see where it will be, and then my stop will be definitely slightly below this support area. Okay, and hopefully we can see sort of a rebound now. But this is an aggressive trade because we are banking on the fact that this will be the turning point. Alright, and usually when you buy on the 38.2, it's more of a aggressive entry lah. But for those people who are aggressive, this will be a possible trade entry here. Alright, then two more would be Deers. Alright, Deers, like I said, I've already taken a trade around this 80.73 region before, a few weeks back, and took profit on these two levels. And then I'm still riding this. But let's say if this thing comes back down again to probably around this 81.573 region, you can consider a trade here if you stop below the 786, around the $80.50 region. Very well defined risk, and a good chance that it could trade all the way to the top again. Okay, last one would be Suncor. Okay, Suncor, right now not much going on. You can see, if based on this trend channel, you can see that it has reached the extremes of the trend channel. So based on the calculation of lower end of the intrinsic value is actually around $26-27. So I would like it very much to pull back to this green area, which is very good volume support. And if it, let's say if it can pull back all the way here, I think I would likely take it at the 50% retracement, which is the 3180 region. Yeah, you see how the price action moves from here. Okay, but you can see that Suncor has made a huge move, so I would like to enter when it has a sort of a decent pullback for this. Okay, so another thing I'll talk about is this GLP. Yeah, I have a student, okay, that actually took a trade around this 264 region or 266, I can't remember, but I think she took it a bit earlier or something like that. But you can see GLP has also hit the two targets. Whether she follow the rules or not, I do not know lah, but chances are if she follows, she would have taken peel off two positions here and then riding it. So this is very good because based on the volume, there's a lot of volume support around here, okay, plus natural support and resistance around this area. So this is I would say a B+ trade. Alright, not an A trade because of certain issues around the pullback, but I would say this is a B+ and a very good solid trade. Okay, good job on this. And then lastly, let's talk about the STI. Let me see the STI here. Okay, STI. Okay, I remember I said last week that this is actually very good strong support here that could turn resistance, and you can see that today the market actually gap up here, alright, which is precisely why I'm talking about this, making this video also lah. You can see that there's a sort of a pop back up, okay, above this. So likely I would say that there could be a movement upwards lah, maybe towards this trend line before it comes down again. I really have no idea, but generally when I see false breakdown, right, this constitutes a false breakdown because this is significant support. It crashes through, alright, probably a lot of shorts have been accumulated here, and then it comes out here, pop back up here again. So people who are short here are net losers, okay, around here. So that could be usually when a lot of people are trapped, right, usually the stock, the index or whatever the stock can tend to be strong upwards for a while lah. But bear in mind this is still a downtrend, okay. This is still a downtrend, and this is the last area. This is the 50 day moving average. Okay, this is the last area where there could be a bounce lah. Okay, if it crashes, hit here and crashes through right here, then I would say it's the beginning of continued downtrend lah. More likely than not. Okay, we just trade on facts. Okay, not opinions. Okay, all right, trade on facts, and so until it happens, we just have to have a wait and see attitude. Right now is really very choppy. Okay, it's going up and down, so it's quite a tricky environment to trade. All right, in this period. All right. So I think likely the stock will the STI will likely move up here, hit the trend line, and then if the downtrend is strong, it will resume its downtrend again. Alright, if not, if it's possible for it to continue to go up again, then I would like to see it break this trend line with some conviction and possibly digest sideways before it continue to go up again. Alright, it's hard to say, but we have to see how the story plays out for this. Okay, so I think that's about it for those. Let me take a look. For those who actually, I'm having a sort of a course on trading Fibonacci's and the way I trade, and this is the second session. For those who are interested to sign up, you can go to STI.SG Foundations 2. Okay. .eventbrite.com. I usually have a class about 15 per session, because anything more than that I will pull my hair out lah, because there's sort of a lot of heavy material to go through during the day itself, and anything more than that is going to be difficult for me. So the courses I'm conducting are not like most courses, because they usually have big classes, whereas mine is usually very small, because I want to give more hands-on in terms of the participants, and I also don't like to charge too expensive lah, because I know that some of the courses there are out there are a little bit expensive, so I try to give it slightly better. And I really believe this is the last one that I'm going to charge at 388, okay, for this. I think the next one probably I'll bump it up to 888, depending on how I wish to continue doing this lah. But the first batch was a good success, and a lot of them has taken good use of this information to trade. Alright, and if you're interested, just go to STI.SG Foundations. Alright, just go to this website here, this address here, and then just register. There will be 12 left. Depending on how many students I have, I will open up more places and see how it goes lah. But if you're interested, go and register, and I'll contact you separately on the payment wise. Okay, but other than that, I think generally the market is still a bit here and there, so just trade safe, and if have any questions, you can always look for Colin or me in terms of the market. Alright, so have a good evening and trade well.